This is the AB4WS radio show. Every week, bringing you the exciting amateur radio news and information happening in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana areas.
The AB4WS radio show can be found on the Apple Podcast app or your favorite podcast application. And now also available on the AB4WS radio show YouTube channel. If you've not seen it yet, check out the YouTube Amateur Logic TV episode number 203, aired on March 14, 2025. Toward the end, Emil sports a purple LSU-colored Bluegrass Amateur Radio Club logoed hat with his call sign embroidered in the back in gold. Thanks to the work of David Richardson, W9HKZ, who also sent him a QSL card and told him all about the Bars Club watching Amateur Logic TV on YouTube in the Shack in Lexington, Kentucky. Paddle Fest will be held on the weekend of August 2nd, and looking for some amateur radio volunteers to assist in managing and deploying FRS radios to be used during this year's event. If you would like to volunteer to help out, please contact Rick Halderman, KD4PYR at KD4PYR at Fuse.net. Steve, NATFD, is looking for volunteers to help with communications at the Flying Pig Marathon events. Friday night, May 2nd, is the 1-mile race. Saturday, May 3rd, is the 10K, 5K, and Sunday, May 4th, is the full marathon, half marathon, and relay. If you're interested in helping out on this great event, contact Steve, NATFD, at NATFD at Fuse.net, or give him a call at 859-393-6563. The Dayton Amateur Radio Association, known as DARA, scheduled amateur radio instruction for all 3 licensed classes. The technician classes begin on Saturday, March 22nd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. for the next 4 Saturdays at the DARA Clubhouse, 6619 Bellefontaine Road. General class instruction begins on Saturday, April 19th for the next 4 Saturdays at the DARA Clubhouse. The extra class instruction is also known as the Extreme Boot Camp, and it's held at the Hamvention on Friday and Saturday mornings. Registration instructions are at the DARA website at w8bi.org. Looking to upgrade to extra class? Well, the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club is holding free online classes live via Zoom starting on March 23rd and running for the next 7 Sundays from 1:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. To sign up, go to tiny.cc/BEAHAMX. On March 24th at 9 p.m., the Lake Cumberland Amateur Radio Club will be meeting at the new location at the Slate Branch Christian Church, 2941 Slate Branch Road in Somerset, Kentucky. Also have VE testing before the meeting. To take the test, contact Wanda, WM4LM. March 24th, the Amateur Radio Emergency Team of Northern Kentucky will be meeting at 7 p.m. with another presentation from the training team about effective deployment preparation at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. The training team will discuss why ARETNKY exists and what you can do as an amateur radio operator to prepare to assist when needed in emergencies, and how you can be prepared to effectively assist the agency's KY6ET assists in time of need. Amateur radio volunteers are needed to help with the Xenia Marathon, half marathon, and 10K races on Sunday, April 6th, starting at 8 a.m. These amateur radio volunteers will provide communications assistance along the course, reporting the progress of race leaders, race information, assisting in communicating injuries and the need for assistance, and logistical issues that develop, assisting the race marshals. To volunteer, you will need to have a 2-meter transceiver with a decent antenna and spare batteries, and earpiece is also recommended. They'll be using X-Horn repeater 147.165 with a PL tone of 123.0. If you need a transceiver, they may be able to assist with a loaner for the event. If you're interested, please contact Bob Baker, N8ADO, at n8ado.bob@gmail.com. The Okayan Amateur Radio Society and the Queen City Emergency Net are discussing ways to celebrate the World Amateur Radio Day on this 100th anniversary of the IARU on April 18th. They're looking to find a public place to set up and celebrate while demonstrating the wonderful world of amateur radio to the general public. They're looking for a venue to accomplish this on Saturday, April 19th, perhaps the Cincinnati Museum Center, and also looking for volunteers to support this event. They're thinking it would run from about 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you're interested in participating, contact Tom Delaney at W8WTD. Would you like to see what your fellow amateur radio operators have put together as their Go Kits for portable operation? Or perhaps you've put together a Go Kit for portable operations and would like to share your experience with others. Well, come on out to the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club meeting on April 21st at 7 p.m. where it will be a group effort presentation called Show and Tell, Show Us Your Portable Go Kit, or your favorite HT. Members will be asked to explain their Go Kit and the reasons they chose the equipment they did and what occasions they have utilized their equipment and lessons they've learned from that experience. This is always a huge learning experience for everyone, so come on out.
Repeater news.
Are you looking for the most up-to-date list of repeaters in the greater Cincinnati area? Well, I have an Excel spreadsheet where I've listed repeaters that are active in the area, separated by tabs for each band or mode, so you can easily look for just DMR repeaters or 2-meter analog repeaters and so on. The list includes 2 meters, 220, 440, 6 meters, D-Star, DMR, C4FM, P25, and some other classifications. Every time I update the file, I include the date and the file name so that you know you have the latest update. To download the file, go to the AB4WS Radio Show Facebook page and go to the file section and download the file. If you're not on Facebook, email me at ab4ws.radio@gmail.com and I can email you the latest file. If you see any errors, problems, additions, or corrections, email that information to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com. David, 84cc, continues to work on and improve the WW4KY repeaters, now all located in Walton, Kentucky. The 224.400 repeater is now connected to an All-Star node, node number 61054, and also Echolink WW4KY-R, and it is working great. Now you can check into the little event on Wednesday nights about 8:15 p.m., where Jeff, KF8PO, takes check-ins early for the big event, which is held on the 224.62 repeater at 8:30, so that many of us Kentucky operators who cannot hit the Cincinnati repeater can check in. So now you can even check in at 8:15 over All-Star or Echolink. Check it out. The WW4KY D-Star repeater is currently down. A problem with the receiver has been discovered, and David is working on resolving that issue. Stay tuned here for news of when it's back in service. Unfortunately, the 147.375 K8BIG repeater in Walton, Kentucky has been off the air for several weeks now. Not sure when it will be back on the air. All the other K8BIG repeaters have been off the air for well over a year now, and no reports on the status of their return.
Hamfest.
March 22nd, 2025 is the 49th Annual Cave City Hamfest. Gates open at 7:30 a.m. Central Time at the Cave City Convention Center in Cave City, Kentucky, just off I-65 at exit 53. Talking on the 146.940 repeater with a PL tone of 114.8. The 69th Annual Hamfest Electronic and Computer Show will be held on April 5th, 2025 at the Medio & Sons Party Center, 48 East Bath Street in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. For more information, go to cfarc-hamfest.org. Also on April 5th is the E-Town Hamfest at the State Fire and Rescue Training Facility, 630 College Street Road in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Talk in on the 146.980 repeater. April 26th is the Tusco Amateur Radio Club 2025 Hamfest Computer and Electronics Show at the Tuscarawas County Fairgrounds, 259 South Tuscarawas Avenue in Dover, Ohio. For more information, go to w8zx.net/Hamfest. On April 27th is the Athens Hamfest at the Athens Community Center, 701 East State Street in Athens, Ohio. For more information, go to ac-ara.org. On May 10th through May 15th is the RV Radio Network Rally at the Baylor Beach Park, 8777 Manchester Avenue Southwest in Navarro, Ohio. Talk in on 146.52 Simplex. Tickets are now on sale for the Dayton Hamvention, May 16th, 17th, and 18th, 2025 at the Greene County Fairgrounds in Xenia, Ohio. The 2025 theme is Radio Independence, celebrating the evolution and freedom of radio in today's world. For more information, go to hamvention.org.
Are you looking to upgrade your license? Do you have someone else that's interested in the hobby? Here are some upcoming exam opportunities.
The Milford Amateur Radio Club holds amateur radio testing on the third Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. at the Miami Township Civic Center, 6101 Meyer Drive in Milford, Ohio. Please pre-register at milfordhamradio.org. The Dayton Amateur Radio Association has exams frequently. For their exam schedule, email exams.w8bi@gmail.com. On April 1st, 7 p.m., the Southern Kentucky Amateur Radio Transmitting Society in Logan County, Kentucky will hold an amateur radio exam session at the Logan County Search and Rescue Building, 101 North Thurston Drive in Russellville, Kentucky. Pre-register by emailing Bob, WB2UBW, at RHARRIS283@AT&T.net. On April 10th, the DeForest Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at 6 p.m. at the Adams County Emergency Management Office, 31 Logans Lane in West Union, Ohio. Please pre-register by emailing K8WEH at K8WEH@ARRL.net or on the K8GE.net website. On April 12th, the Westchester Amateur Radio Association will hold an amateur radio testing session at 10 a.m. at the Voice of America Museum, 8070 Tylersville Road in Westchester, Ohio. Register by emailing exams at WC8VOA.org. On May 3rd, the Dial Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio testing session at 6 p.m. at 3806 Manchester Road in Middletown, Ohio. Pre-register at hamstudy.org/sessions. On June 12th, the DeForest Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at 6 p.m. at the Adams County Emergency Management Office, 31 Logans Lane in West Union, Ohio. Please pre-register by emailing K8WEH at K8WEH@ARRL.net or on the K8GE.net website. On August 14th, the DeForest Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at 6 p.m. at the Adams County Emergency Management Office, 31 Logans Lane in West Union, Ohio. Please pre-register by emailing K8WEH at K8WEH@ARRL.net or check in on the K8GE.net website. On October the 9th, the DeForest Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at 6 p.m. at the Adams County Emergency Management Office, 31 Logans Lane in West Union, Ohio. Please pre-register by emailing K8WEH at K8WEH@ARRL.net or on the K8GE.net website. On December 11th, the DeForest Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio exam session at 6 p.m. at the Adams County Emergency Management Office, 31 Logans Lane in West Union, Ohio. Please pre-register by emailing K8WEH at K8WEH@ARRL.net or on the K8GE.net website. Special thanks to this week's content contributors: AB8GJ, W8WTD, WX4GPS, KN4COE, KY4GW, WB8YYS, KD8ZLD, K9HIO, N8LAR, K4NKU.
If you have something you think other amateur radio operators in the area would be interested in, send the information or your recorded audio file attached in an email to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Covering your amateur radio news and information in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana tri-state area, this is Jack Prindle, AB4WS in Big Bone, Kentucky.